Wanted to focus on Philadelphia this morning. And as we both know, you cannot talk about Philadelphia without talking about Independence Blue Cross.
Right. They're the market leader there, so you have to have them in your conversation and pay attention to what they're doing. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are the premier Medicare insurance company in the Philadelphia market. And just recently we learned they're launching a new program on one of our recent calls with their sales leadership. Good morning, insurance agents of the senior market. Welcome to Near and Far. It is Monday, September 20th, joined by Kristen Hankinson.
Hi, Bill. How are you? Good morning.
Super duper. Hey, I wanted to focus on Philadelphia this morning. And as we both know, you cannot talk about Philadelphia without talking about Independence Blue Cross.
Right. They're the market leader there, so you have to have them in your conversation and pay attention to what they're doing. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are the premier Medicare insurance company in the Philadelphia market. And just recently we learned they're launching a new program on one of our recent calls with their sales leadership.
Yes, with a recent call with Chris Marshall, our Medicare sales executive, he mentioned their PowerPartner rewards program.
That's a Tumblr.
It's hard for me to say.
PowerPartner rewards.
Yeah.
Like we were trying to, when we were prepping for the show, we're like, okay, how do we say this? Is it power? Okay, let's get it.
Thank you for that relief. I appreciate it.
No, I was struggling with it too. Yeah.
But it's a great program, and it rewards agents for a multitude of activities that they do, which I love.
Yeah, I think it's really innovative. Because a lot of carriers will be like, hey, here's our blah 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 program. If you write 10 apps during AEP, we'll pay for your AHIP. We've seen a lot of those, but this is so much more than that. I think it's really cool. Let's dig in on it.
I think they put a lot of thought behind this. So there are a couple of categories where agents can receive or earn points. So it's a point-based system. Yeah. So the first category is sales. Of course, right? So for sales, agents will receive 30 points for a new MA or MAPD sale. Also 10 points for a plan change, which is great because that means you're out there retaining your customers, helping your customers, keeping them blue.
And I think that's a good point because there are so many times, I know at least in my interactions with the insurance companies, that it's new business, new business, new business.
Acquisition,
and there's so many times I can remember where I've called an agent, not to say like, hey, you're gonna write some business, but like checking in and saying, hey, we're 15 days to the AEP, you've only got like 2 or 3 apps, and the agent's like, I've got like 40 apps. Like, what are you even talking about? And a lot of it's plan changes where based upon the product portfolio, I mean, to the agent, it's like, yeah, that's business I had to move.
It's still the same amount of work. Yep. I mean, in some cases it's more, right? You're retaining, you're comparing, you're showing, you're putting a lot of effort in there.
Yeah, I really like that part of the program.
Yeah, and then you also get points for client retention calls, which is great. 1 point for that. So all good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And even beyond that, I think the education portion is cool too. I mean, how many times I'm sure that we're running a training session or the carriers are running it, and you're thinking to yourself, there's so much really good content here for the agents. If you could only get them to come. And sometimes like, what do we got to do to get agents to come to a meeting? Like, okay, we're offering hot breakfast instead of, Danishes and fruit, or, we've got iPads or prizes, but adding points here, I think is a really cool move.
It's great. Everyone's busy. And, I always call it training fatigue after we get through AHIP and all the certifications. It's nice. They get rewarded. They learn a little bit more. They hear it presented. And IBC is working on having educated agents out there. So it's great.
All right. So we've got the points.
Yes.
But you got the points to get benefits. Like they got some really good benefits with multiple levels.
I think they do too. Yes. So there's 4 different levels you can qualify for as an agent. The first level is affiliate. That's the entry level with 1,000 points. And for that, agents get marketing dollars from their e-store, which is fantastic, especially if you're doing events. You can have some of that
swag.
Branded items in front of you, which is great.
Well, and I think a lot of times, like I've talked to some agents who've been like, oh, the marketing store, like blah blah blah. But if you're doing events, I think that's critical because it gives such a level of professionalism, especially when you're talking about in the Philadelphia market with Independence Blue Cross. Like I think that like classes up your event and adds legitimacy to it.
Yeah, it's branded. It's compliant. It's all easy, low-hanging fruit agents should be taking advantage of, and having those dollars is great.
Yeah, for sure. So that's level 1.
That's level 1.
Okay.
All right. Level 2 is called the supporter, and that's 2,000 points. And for that, you get 24 CE credits. In Pennsylvania, who doesn't want that, right?
Yeah, I just did my CE at the end of August. It's horrific.
It's yes. All of us kind of wait till the end, right? Do you wait till the end?
I do.
I do too.
My normal August every other year is I'm traveling like crazy, and then all of a sudden I get an email. Usually it's from Aetna. Like Aetna usually emails me and says
they find you.
Your license is due for renewal in 7 days, and I'm like so I'm doing it from a hotel room. Yeah. That's a usual thing for me.
I'm a summer renewal too, so we'll just say it's summer. That does it. That makes us procrastinate.
Yeah.
All right. The next level is called a strategic partner. That's a little bit more, 3,500 points. And for this, you get approved digital copy and social media posts.
Well, and anyone who watches this show knows what a big supporter I am of digital marketing and social media. I think I've talked about advertising through Facebook and trying to use that as a prospecting method ad nauseum. Like people are probably sick of hearing me say it, but I'm going to keep saying it to agents until all of our folks are doing it. But being able to put branded, compliant copy with Independence Blue Cross's brand on an agent's Facebook page, I think is awesome. It's just as good as when we talked about the approved AARP Med Sup ads. For
sure. Yeah. And agents, if you're not on Facebook now and you think your clients might not be on there, the pandemic forced them to get on there. If they wanted to talk to their grandkids, they're FaceTiming, right? Yeah. That was the easiest way to do it. So seniors are on there, your clients are on there. It's a great thing to take advantage of.
Yeah. And I don't remember the exact statistics, so I'm not going to ask Ryan to put it up because I'm just pulling this out of my head as we're talking. But I believe the last time I researched this, 2 out of every 3 individuals over the age of 65 are on Facebook.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's a high number. I know. I was surprised by it when I saw it myself.
Yeah. So that's strategic partner, but we're all the
fourth level.
The fourth level, there's some really meaty stuff here.
Okay. That's called the executive level. So the executive is for 5,000 points, and that is your AHIP reimbursement, right? Who doesn't want that? That's between $150 and $175 a year. Also IBC merchandise. So great stuff.
Yeah. And don't forget leads.
Oh, leads. I forgot
leads. The leads. These are not like the turning 65 cards or the changes in Medicare cards. We're talking about IBC generated and distributed leads to agents that reach these executive level. Like that's the gold star, I think.
I was going to say golden ticket. Yeah, that's it. If you get up to that lead program, and again, if you go back to what agents need to do to get this, it's really your everyday activities, right? It's sales, it's education, it's certification, so it's very attainable.
Heck, earning points for calling your clients on retention.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're doing it anyway. You should be doing it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic program. When Chris was pitching this to us in our last call with IBC, because we have weekly sales calls with them, we just thought, wow, like this is really great. We have to get in the video studio and talk about it.
Yeah, and on top of this, they also run little mini contests throughout the year. So once you are, tuned into this program and you're registered, you can watch out for those upcoming contests.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are working in Philadelphia and you don't have Independence Blue Cross, what's going on? You have to contact us and get contracted, not just to get access to this program, but to really be have the correct portfolio in Philly 5. You've got to have Independence Blue Cross. So hit us up here. We're going to do a little magic. Shh. At NF_studios at Neishloss.com. We'll get you set up. Love to help agents get contracted for IBC.
Please give us a call.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will be back with you on Wednesday, September 22nd. This has been Kristen.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Bill, and this has been Near and Far. We'll see you on Wednesday.